Do you prefer to process your thoughts through talking or quiet time? Well, there are times where talking is beneficial for me, and like talking something out, more so to a therapist though, an unbiased person, I believe for me is what I found to be beneficial versus that of somebody I'm involved with, or or maybe like the brotherhood. I'll say that, like guys, a solid group of guys that tend to operate in their masculine in the mind. It's very key, for that. And I'll explain that in something else, but it's very key to have that mindset, to be able to share that with them and get sound advice, sound responses to that. But yeah, I say I process anger in silence. And it's something that I picked up from Buddhism, like studying Buddhism and the whole thing of like allowing your breath to take care of said anger and just sitting with it, embracing the emotion, but not becoming the emotion. Kind of like it goes in one ear, goes in one door, one ear, yeah, sure, it goes in one ear and out the other ear, or goes in one door and out the other door. But like talking, I like to, like when I do the shows that you guys listen to and watch, it is more so an outlet for me for the things that go on inside my head. I just ramble. I mean, you can tell for a lot of times I ramble of the things that come inside my mind on a particular topic, on a particular subject, and I do my best to try to convey it so that it's digestible to the consumer, that in an entertainment fashion more so, because I can just talk forever, and if I'm saying something that no one really wants to hear, obviously they're not going to listen to it, and that might be the case for some, but my aim is to talk about the things I have going on my in my mind, and putting that out there so that one can relate to it. One can understand where I'm coming from. One can heal from it. One can benefit from it. So, I mean, yeah, I like to talk things out in my own way, if that makes sense. Talking to the fellas, like there's certain type of cats. You got some cats that are like, they seem to be funny and, joking all the time. And if you talk about anything in a sense of like mental health or like maybe even emotions, then they deflect. But to have somebody that you can just bounce your honest, unapologetic thoughts to without them taking it personal, without them projecting, is few, far, and in between. And if you have that, it's something to be grateful for. But yeah, I will certainly process a lot through silence, because like I said, I believe there's healing in that, being able to sit still, allowing your body just to let go. And not try to control the uncontrollable, not try to overload your brain with unnecessary thoughts, and then you don't make a decision. And I believe a lot of us sometimes will think too much and then we don't make a decision at all. Instead of just, fuck it, we'll make a decision and we'll bounce from there. The decision's got to be made. And but processing anger, in silence. So I like to do that in a sense of being quiet. But talking about things that are going on in the mind, I use that on the show. I use that on Ask Room. I use that on any podcast that's done. I use that when I'm in conversation with spirits that I believe can relate to it. There's certain sense of like calm energy. When you talk to people that deal in right and wrong, they're not going to want to listen to what you have to say if it doesn't agree with their logic, their form of thinking, instead of just being open to what they have to say. And you don't have to agree. We don't have to agree at all. We can just have different perspectives. And I'm not wrong, you're not wrong. I'm not right, you're not right. It's just a conversation. Yeah. I prefer, so it really depends. Some things I like to talk about that's in my mind, and then there's things that I prefer to deal with in silence.